And Lamar Jackson under center on the first snap of the game gives it to Dobbins, and Dobbins plows ahead for 5. Carolina was 31st in the league getting off the field on third down last year, and they can't this time either. First down run straight ahead by Gus Edwards near midfield. We thought we would see Lamar Jackson based off of what Coach Harbaugh said for a series or two, and this one's picked off by the Panthers. Heading the other way comes Carolina's Hassan Reddick. Known for all the sacks he gets, this time he gets the first turnover. He's got Chuba Hubbard in the backfield, and he's going to throw. Darnold, first down catch made by Robbie Anderson, and Robbie is inside the 20-yard line. 15 yards for the 6th-year player out of Temple that went over 1,000 yards receiving last year. Now it's Hubbard in the ground, hitting the hole. It's first down, or right at the marker, I should say. 3rd and 10, fake to Dobbins. At the goal line, this is really close to a safety. It's not. They say he's out of the goal line, a loss of 2. We saw him in the second half go with 3rd stringers last week, so in this competition with P.J. Walker for the backup job, they want to give Greer this opportunity, and he quickly gets rid of the football to Terrace Marshall for 9 yards. What do you think of Greer? Brown out of the game. Ricci in there at tight end. Greer dumps it off, and it's Chuba Hubbard, first down run. After the catch, and this is what he did so sensationally well at Oklahoma State. Chuba's back there with Greer at quarterback under center, tries to step up, pocket collapses, down he goes, and there's a flag. Deshaun Elliott has had one whale of a first quarter. It's a loss of 6 as the Ravens take the play on the sack. 3rd and 13. And Hubbard tries to get a few and fumbles the football. And
I hate to say it this way, but he ran into a brick wall right there.
37-yard attempt for Sly, and he misses it to the right. He's had a rough preseason. He missed a couple field goals last week. Good snap by J.J. Jansen, good hold by Charlton, but Sly pushes it. No score in Charlotte. 3rd and 10. Standing in there this time and delivers a good ball right near the marker to Oliver.
That was a great throw. That was actually a great throw based on the zone coverage of the Carolina Panthers.
Final preseason game used to mean starters didn't play. Now starters are out there. Huntley fakes the handoff, gets to Oliver in the open field, and he gets another first down for Baltimore. Quick throw as the Ravens find some rhythm here, going quickly to Jalen Moore, first-year player out of UT Martin.
Kind of one of those things where they're getting a lot of opportunity to get those first downs.
Huntley throws into traffic, but caught by Benjamin Victor, and he picks up 9. Some big concerts as well. Gus Edwards breaking tackles. First down Ravens as he gets near the 20-yard line.
Ravens are now moving up the field on our number 2s.
Huntley, nice ball. First down, he drops it, and the ball is out. They're calling that a fumble.
Another play
by Carolina.
Another play by Pac-12 fellow Frankie Luvu.
4 receivers in the pattern, and Spencer Brown standing next to Greer. Will gets it out. One-on-one ball, sideline. Perfect ball to Terrace Marshall.
Great catch. Terrace Marshall is becoming one of those guys.
36-yard catch for the rookie out of LSU. Greer rolls out, throws to Tommy Tremble, the rookie, breaking tackles, staying in bounds, and down near the 30-yard line. Man, you love to see that from the rookie from Notre Dame. Bunch formation with trips to the right. Quick pass to Marshall with blockers in front. Terrace does a good job of making something out of nothing down to the 35-yard line for 8 yards. It'll be 3rd down from there. Empty backfield for Greer on this 3rd down and 5. Fakes the quick handoff and takes the sack. Chris Smith wraps him up, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, you want to get back out there. I know you would if you could. You talked about your comfort level as a rookie. What was it like being here for your first game action at home?
I felt good, and I'm here for a reason, and that's kind of the mindset I took into it. It was fun while I was out there.
You had almost 100 reps against the first team from both the Ravens and the Colts. What did you learn over the course of training camp? You were not willing to back down, whether it was on the field or off the field when things got a little spicy.
Yeah.
How do you feel when it comes to that, your comfort level and giving it back to these wide receivers?
3rd and long for Greer. Wide open, Shi Smith. First down, Carolina.
I love that play with Shi Smith.
Tight end at the bottom. Greer, miscommunication. That's a shame, too, because Ishmael Hyman, it was wide open. J.J. Jansen playing the first half again in the battle to continue to be the long snapper. It's a good one back, and this one is right through there.
I'm glad he made that one. He missed that one. I would imagine they would bring in some kickers.
Here you see it, 3 of 5 on 3rd down for Huntley. Muddy pocket, he got it off, and it looks to be complete. Caught by Gray. A lot of those guys on the Panthers now. Huntley dumps it off to McCrary, and he runs up near midfield, a yard shy of the first down.
He's going to be pretty hot and heavy with the middle linebacker. You got to play special teams, as Coach Rule says, and he's a guy that does that.
Can't get off the field on 3rd down again, as it's a completion for the Ravens, as it's McCrary out of the backfield. Huntley to Oliver, and he gets the first down. It was Sam Franklin going for the ride there. Tyson Williams, the former Tar Heel, Gamecock, and Cougar in the backfield. Huntley gets it to him somehow. Wow. How did he do that? And Williams, first down.
You know how he did it? You know what it is? It's a Utah thing. Rushing 4 and dropping $9 million is not successful football.
Williams is next to Huntley. He gets the football, and he gets close to the first down. He's short by a yard. 4 seconds left. 2, 1, got it off. There is a flag down.
So it's going to be very interesting, but it does allow you to get your young guys experience a lot quicker than you anticipated.
Huntley, good ball to Tylan Wallace, the rookie from Oklahoma State, who was Chuba's teammate last year.
That go out the window.
Trying to make this team maybe back up Shaq. That ball into a window, caught, and the move by Wallace down the sideline and just shy of the end zone.
He's going to be a guy that he has to eat up 2 guys.
They go right at the middle, and it's an easy walk-in touchdown for McCrary.
It really looked like he really seen like a pinch technique.
It's August 21st. I'm just thinking back to August 21st of last year and how much further along this team is.
He's old school, but he's a goodie, that's for sure. Into the end zone, Huntley goes, and that is incomplete. Hand in there by Jalen Julius at the last second from 44 yards to extend the Ravens' lead. And he does just that. Huntley gets out of it.
Ooh.
He's such a good athlete.
A lot more pass plays than you anticipate from the Baltimore Ravens. They run more RPO game than usual.
It's another first down, 22 of 32 tonight. To the ground, Tyson Williams free. And near the goal line, touchdown.
Unfortunately, that is a fatigue tackle.
20-yard touchdown run by Williams.
As the quarterback of this defense, I saw you just over there talking to the guys who were just in. How have you been guiding the rest of the team during this game?